Hi everyone, I'm Colleen and I am back for another live stream brought to you by the awesome people over at Princess Dental Staffing. Happy to see everyone on this Wednesday. So today's topic is how to become a more valuable dental hygienist to employers. So whether you've been a dental hygienist for a week or 4 or much more, there are definitely ways that you can increase and express your added value to potential employers, okay, or current employers as well. And we're going to be talking about how you can do that today. But before we jump into that, just want to remind everyone that each week we are bringing you a new live stream that covers a new topic in starting or maintaining your career in the dental industry. Okay, so if you like the information that we're bringing you, be sure to drop us a like. If you have any thoughts, questions, insights on any of the information that we're bringing you, be sure to let us know below. And if you want more information on the topics that we're bringing you, be sure to check out Princess Dental Staffing's website at princessdentalstaffing.com, where you can check out their blog. You can also follow our page or subscribe to our channel. Okay, so Princess Dental Staffing is an online dental job board offering part-time, full-time, permanent, and temporary positions for dental front office, dental assistants, dental hygienists, and dentists in a variety of different areas. So while you are on princessdentalstaffing.com, you can go ahead and check out their job board to see if there are any open positions in your area. Also, super easy to create a profile and get your information in front of the decision makers and hiring managers. Okay, so today's topic, like I said, how to become a more valuable dental assistant to employers. Okay, so whether you are currently looking for a job and you're interviewing, or whether you're at a current position, letting your potential or current employer know how you add value is always a good thing. So let's talk about how you can do that. Number one, show your empathy and compassion, okay? So this is especially important in the interview process, right? Really displaying your empathy and passion for the position. And the longer that you've been in, the longer that you've been in this role, the longer you've been a dental hygienist, it's not uncommon for that passion and that empathy to kind of start to wane a little bit, right? It's just kind of something that comes along with just being in any position really for a long time. A lot of people get into healthcare because they're empathetic and because they want to help patients. But it's like I said, it's not uncommon for that to start to wane a little bit. So if you find that this kind of describes you, that maybe your passion for the position has started to kind of fall by the wayside a little bit, try remembering, why you got into this position to begin with. If you're currently employed, try remembering why you chose this practice and what you loved when you first came on board. Okay, so those are some really great things. Something else that I personally find really, really helpful is mindfulness work as well, mindfulness practice. I know some people might think it's a little new agey, but it's really helpful as well because when you get into any role, really any position whatsoever, a lot of the work starts to become really mechanical, right? It starts to become, just sort of second nature, and you kind of start becoming a little bit disassociated with the actions that you're taking. So, mindfulness practice can actually be really, really helpful to kind of reconnect you back to, to what you're doing, to connecting with the patients, so that it's not so machine-like, okay? And really connecting back with, what you're doing and remembering, why you're helping and, why you loved this position and in the beginning, okay? So having that and then adding, bringing that positive energy and that enthusiasm to your current workplace as well is always a great thing because it has a domino effect, right? Your positive energy infects everyone else and, can really have a great overall effect on the office as well. Okay. So, always a good thing to really kind of re-tap into that passion and that empathy that you had when you first started this role. Patient connection is always so important. Arguably one of my most favorite parts. Yeah, absolutely, Drew. Like I said, a lot of people, in any healthcare position, a lot of them get into it to help people, to help the patients, right? And it happens with any position, after a while, that kind of starts to fall by the wayside, and you just it becomes a little bit more about muscle memory and just kind of getting through the actions, reconnecting with those actions and just remembering why you started is always a great thing to reignite that passion and to really implement that empathy in your patient care. Yeah, absolutely. Number 2, continue your education. Okay. So this is the best way to increase your value on paper, right? So increasing your education and adding like that education, those certifications, those trainings and everything to your resume, really great way to showcase your skills and your desire for, continuous improvement and continuous professional development as well. So, for example, there are other certifications you can get, for example, state or local or state anesthesia license. If you don't have that, you can totally start working on that. Additional degrees as well. If you don't have an associate's, get an associate's in as a dental hygienist. If you have an associate's, pursue a bachelor's. If you have a bachelor's, master's. So for bachelor's and master's degrees, it's recommended that that your major be in biology. Okay, if you're looking to continue in the dental industry, it's recommended that your major is biology. Okay. Or you can go on to dental school as well. So dental school requires a bachelor's degree, again, recommended to be in biology. Okay. And then you can move forward with becoming a dentist and actually, getting involved in that as well. Okay. So, extra trainings and certifications and degrees and those sorts of things are an investment in your future. Okay. And I know some of these are a little bit pricier than others, obviously, but, make sure with your current position or your current practice, or if you're looking for other roles, ask if they offer tuition reimbursement or tuition assistance. A lot of companies now, not just in the dental industry, but a lot of companies now are, including in their what they call their total compensation packages, their benefits. But they're being called total compensation packages. A lot of them are including programs for tuition assistance and tuition reimbursement as well. So at your current role, ask if they have a program like that. If you're looking for other positions, that's a great question to ask in the interview. Can you tell me about your total compensation? Does it include this? Okay. Number 3, be confident, not arrogant. Okay, so talking about confidence, and we've talked about this multiple times in multiple other streams and videos, but being confident in yourself and your knowledge and your skills and your abilities, always a good thing, especially in interviews. So if you are currently looking for work right now, make sure that you're confident in your interviews, okay? And this is kind of a challenging thing if you're in the job search process, right? If you're looking for something else, it's kind of difficult, right? Because interviewing is intimidating as is, especially if you have multiple people, if it's like a panel style interview. And not only that, you've got the added stress of looking for another job, which means you're leaving your current one, or have left your current one, okay? And whether that was on, whether it was, you made a decision to separate or you got let go, it's a lot to kind of deal with, right? And it can really kind of rock your confidence, okay? So completely understandable. But what you want to do is you kind of want to fortify that confidence. One of the things that you can remember is if you're in the interview, they chose you to be in the interview. Okay. They took a look at your resume, at your skills and what you bring to the table, and they chose to interview you. So, just something to remember as you're walking into the interview. They chose to speak with you to see if you would be a good fit for their role. So they definitely at least believe that based on your resume. Okay, so you definitely have some skills and knowledge and some expertise to offer them. Okay, so definitely be confident in that. Okay, and if you're currently, if you have a current role, be confident in your decisions as well. I mean, of course, sometimes you're going to want a second opinion, or you're going to want extra assistance or an extra pair of eyes on something, right? And that's totally fine. But being really, just not being confident in your decisions means that you have to consult people constantly, or consult your managers and your leaders, your dentists, or coworkers on every decision you make. Okay, which can be a bit time consuming. Okay, so be confident in your decisions, and of course, if you need that second pair of eyes, go ahead and ask for it. But just remember, you're trained, you've been doing this, and you've definitely got the skills. Okay, confidence is key. I mean, let's face it, hygienists are killer awesome. Yeah, absolutely, Drew. Yeah, definitely agree with you there. Excuse me. Number 4, be willing to train dental assistants on work they can do. So, more often than not, dental assistants aren't being allowed to do all the things that they actually can legally do, right? And this is typically because, maybe they haven't had the training, the proper or appropriate training, or maybe they weren't told that they could, So expressing initiative to, offer training or, coaching mentorship to those dental assistants can go a long way with your current employer or potential employer as well, And then training those dental assistants can mean, more operational efficiency, right? Processes get done more quickly and more efficiently. It helps you, it helps your coworkers, helps your dentist as well. Okay, so always a good thing. Alrighty, and it can also help dental assistants feel more fulfilled in their positions, like they're being trained, right? So having training and furthering your skills is really fulfilling in any job that you take, because it makes you feel like part of the team, and and it helps you to show that you can add value, right? So always a good thing. Okay. Number 5, express what you're passionate about learning more of. Okay. And again, this can be done, if you're in the interview process or with your current employer as well. Express what you are more passionate about learning more of. If you're currently employed, if your particular practice or office or company does like annual performance reviews or something like that, that's always a great time to bring it up. Oh, I would love to learn a little bit more about this. Okay. So for example, you could say that you are you're interested in learning more about working with laser-based dental tools. Okay. Or maybe interested in cosmetic dentistry or something like that. Okay. And keep in mind, you may not be able to learn more about it right now, or even if you learn more about it right now, you might not be able to use those skills until the future. But learning skills is a way that you add value, right? Because you are, really taking on those skills and those attributes and honing them so that, you're capable of contributing more to the office or the practice. Okay. Also, a great thing to mention in interviews as well. It's also great if you've ever had that question, where do you see yourself in 5 years, right? Or where do you see yourself in a year, right? One thing that you can mention is, I would love to learn more about this or that or the other thing. And it shows potential employers that, that you intend to progress in the dental industry. Okay. Another thing that you can do in an interview. So for example, if the practice that you're applying for has, let's say they have laser-based dental tools already, but you don't really have that much experience in using them, you can say, oh, I would love to learn more about that. Okay. And it shows the potential employer that you did your research, right? You can see that this is what they're currently using. And even if you don't have those skills right now, you are more than willing to learn them and be trained on them. Okay. And grow and build in your industry. Okay. Okay, so those are our tips for adding value to your employer as a dental hygienist. So let's go over them one more time. One, show your empathy and passion, okay? And if you find that your empathy and passion are falling a little bit by the wayside, make sure that you think back to why you started this position, why you went into the dental field, why you started with the practice that you are currently at, and be a little bit more practice a little bit more mindfulness as you're going through your daily routine and all of the processes and procedures therein. Okay. Number two, continue your education, associates, bachelor's, master's, dental school, certifications like anesthesia certifications, training, those sorts of things. Best way to increase your value on paper. Number three, be confident, not arrogant. You know your stuff. Be confident in the fact that you know your stuff. Okay. Number four, be willing to train dental assistants on work they can do. They might not know all the work that they can legally do because maybe no one ever told them. But being willing to train means that you can help the office increasing operational efficiency for you, your coworkers, your dentists. Okay. And it can help them feel more fulfilled in their career as well, the dental assistants. And lastly, number five, express what you're passionate about learning more of. Okay. You might not be able to use those skills right now, but definitely something that you can hopefully use in the future. Okay. And show that you can add value to in the future. Okay. So if you like the information that we're bringing you today, again, be sure to check out princessdentalstaffing.com where you can read their blog. Some other resources that you might want to check out are certifications and skills you need to be a dental hygienist, or preparing a dental hygienist resume. Okay. And we've got streams on those as well. So be sure to check those out. But thanks for being here with me today, everyone. Thanks for the great comments and the great engagement. Always makes it much more engaging to have those comments. So, and if of course you didn't get to watch this stream when it was live, glad you got to watch it later. But be sure to comment your questions and insights below, and we'll be sure to address them as soon as possible. So, thanks for being here with me today, everyone. You're welcome, Drew. All right. Have a great day. Have a great week. Continue to stay safe out there, and I will see you next week. Okay.